Obliterated, completely destroyed or wiped out. The ancient ruins were obliterated by the powerful earthquake, leaving almost nothing behind. Amassing, gathering or accumulating a large quantity of something. Tech companies are amassing vast amounts of user data to improve their artificial intelligence models. Dispute, to challenge or argue against a statement or decision. Consumers often dispute unexpected service charges on their monthly utility bills. Denigrates, to criticize unfairly or disparage someone's reputation. It is unprofessional when a manager denigrates the efforts of their team in front of clients. Hostility, unfriendly or aggressive behavior, opposition. There is growing hostility between the two tech giants over patent infringement claims. Expenditure, an amount of money spent, especially by a government or organization. The city's expenditure on public transit has increased significantly over the last fiscal year. Dockyard, an area where ships are built, repaired, and kept. The historic dockyard has been converted into a modern museum and shopping complex. Streamlining, making a process more efficient by removing unnecessary steps. The company is streamlining its hiring process to attract top talent more quickly. Procurement, the process of obtaining goods or services, typically for business or government. The procurement of new electric buses is part of the city's green energy initiative. Envoy, a messenger or representative, especially one on a diplomatic mission. The peace envoy arrived in the capital to begin high-level negotiations between the factions. Intermediaries, people who act as a link between parties to bring about an agreement. Real estate agents often act as intermediaries between buyers and sellers during price negotiations. Blockade, the isolating of a place by stopping goods or people from entering or leaving. The economic blockade has made it difficult for local hospitals to receive essential medical supplies. Inflicting, causing something unpleasant or painful to be suffered. The severe cold wave is inflicting heavy damage on the local agricultural sector this winter. Inflection, a turning point or a significant change in the course of events. The invention of the smartphone marked a major inflection point in human communication history. Dispatching, sending someone or something to a destination for a specific purpose. The logistics center is dispatching hundreds of delivery trucks to meet the holiday demand. Mobilized, organized and prepared for active service or action. Local volunteers were mobilized to help with the cleanup efforts after the flood. Miscalculate, to judge a situation or estimate a value incorrectly. If investors miscalculate the market trends, they risk losing a substantial amount of capital. Repatriation, the process of returning a person to their own country. The government organized the repatriation of its citizens during the international crisis. Caskets, coffins, especially those that are ornate. The fallen soldiers were honored as their caskets were carried through the city streets. Tarmac, a surface area at an airport used for taxiing and parking aircraft. Passengers waited on the tarmac for 30 minutes before the plane was cleared for takeoff. 30. Wreckage, the remains of something that has been badly damaged or destroyed. Search teams worked through the night to recover evidence from the plane wreckage. Diverted, turned away from its intended course or distracted. Traffic was diverted to secondary roads following the major accident on the highway. Adequately, to a satisfactory or acceptable extent. Many students feel they were not adequately prepared for the difficulty of the final exam. Unanimous, in complete agreement, supported by everyone involved. The board of directors reached a unanimous decision to expand into the European market. Commissioner, an official in charge of a government department or organization. The police commissioner promised a full investigation into the recent surge in local crime. Electoral, relating to elections or the process of voting. Reforms to the electoral system aim to increase voter turnout in the upcoming local elections. Amendments, minor changes or additions designed to improve a law or document. The committee proposed several amendments to the bill to address environmental concerns. Apprehend, to arrest someone for a crime. Authorities were able to apprehend the suspect within hours of the robbery taking place. Ballot, the piece of paper used to cast a vote in an election. Citizens must mark their ballot carefully to ensure their vote is counted correctly. Transnational, operating or extending across national boundaries. Transnational corporations must comply with the different legal regulations of each country. Repression, the subduing of someone or something by force or authority. Freedom of the press is essential to prevent political repression in any democratic society. Testosterone, a hormone that plays a key role in muscle growth and sports performance. Scientists study how levels of testosterone affect the physical recovery of elite athletes. Barring, excluding or prohibiting, except for. Barring any unforeseen delays, the new community center will open early next month. Contradicting, asserting the opposite of a statement, being in conflict with. The new evidence is contradicting the initial theories presented by the researchers. Rhetoric, persuasive or impressive language that often lacks sincerity. Despite the aggressive rhetoric, both countries are working quietly behind the scenes for peace. Factual, based on or containing things that are true. The documentary provides a factual account of the events leading up to the war. Systemic, relating to a system as a whole rather than a single part. Economic experts warned that the banking crisis was a systemic problem, not an isolated one. Severity, the quality or state of being intense, grave, or severe. The severity of the winter storm caused the local government to declare a state of emergency. Umpires, officials in sports like baseball who enforce the rules. Professional umpires must make split-second decisions that can change the outcome of a game. Playoff, a series of games played at the end of a season to determine a champion. Every team in the league is fighting for a spot in the upcoming playoff tournament. Jays refers to the Toronto Blue Jays, Canada's Major League Baseball team. Fans in Calgary often gather at sports bars to cheer for the Jays during the summer. Upheld, confirmed or supported a previous decision or ruling. The High Court upheld the lower court's ruling, much to the relief of the plaintiff. Preseason, the period before the regular season begins, used for training and exhibition. Coaches use the preseason to evaluate new players and test different game strategies.